I had a bit of an emotional morning this morning, and it kind of turned into me going through my current journal. The one that's like not even full yet, but I don't know, I just felt like I needed to kind of go back and look at things, and now I'm taking notes on my notes and highlighting and doing all of these fun, wow, this angle is wonderful, isn't it? Doing all of these fun brain artist work mind things. But anyway, my point is I just read over something that I wrote. I wonder if I dated it. Let's see. I also am experimenting and not planning to edit this. So we'll see how this goes. Very open to any and all suggestions if this is a bad idea. But I'll try anything once. I didn't date it, so I don't know when I read this, but it was definitely this year, definitely in 2025, but I don't know when. And I'm basically just talking about the idea that the way that because I'm a very visual person, the way that I'm visualizing it in my head is that we're all on the same track and going in the same direction, racing, right? We're all racing to this thing, and we don't know what this thing is. Nobody knows what the end of the race looks like. Nobody knows exactly what the goal is. But we are all headed in that direction. And so because we don't know where we're going, but we know that we're just all headed in this same direction, it manifests differently depending on the person, and it manifests differently in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts, in our personalities, whatever. So, you have some people that are going full speed ahead using all of their force, all of their strength, just go, 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 go. Some people are a little conniving and kind of stepping on other people to get to where they're going. And then some people are just kind of like chilling, hanging in the back, not really in any rush to go anywhere. Some people are kind of lost and confused and they don't really know what's happening, so they're kind of just like following people that are next to them and things like that. So there's all of these like versions of this race, right? This race being life in this analogy. There's all different versions. And I was kind of writing about how sometimes when the world feels like this is kind of how I view and see the world. I sometimes just want to stop, like in the middle of what I'm doing. And I even wrote, like, I want to stretch my legs, I want to expand, I just want to take a second and look around. Like, I'm a very observant person. Like, I just want to take time to observe and look around and study and see how different people are doing things, and see what's working for some people, what's not working for other people, what could work for me, what couldn't work for me, and just like look around and maybe like grab a buddy or two and start working towards this thing together. Like, I just want to take time to kind of take stock. But every time that I get so overwhelmed in this race and I feel like I want to stop to take stock, I feel like I'm being left behind. And I feel like I'm not using my time to the best of its ability. I'm not doing it correctly. I don't really know, but there's like this anxiety attached to stopping, even when I'm not just like stopping to stop, I'm stopping to research, for lack of a better word, and observe, to learn, to then move forward. But for some reason, I think when it comes to, I guess, this like grind culture that we kind of have, and like this hustle mentality, I am unable to stop without having this like anxious energy floating around in the back of my head that's like, you need to be moving, you need to constantly be moving. Like, I was literally with a friend last night and I told her, and sometimes I say things that I don't know that I mean until I say them, and like I don't know that I feel this until I say them, and this was one of those moments. I said to her that I feel like if I don't do these things, we were talking about like career goals specifically, and I was like, I have all these things that I want to do and I'm so passionate about these things. And then I realized in that moment it didn't come out of a place of excitement, as more of like, I feel like if I don't accomplish this, my world will come crashing down. Like, that's literally what I said. Now obviously that's a little drama, but I do feel like sometimes, like, if I don't get this done exactly the way that I need to get it done in the exact time frame that I want to get it done, then everything's gonna blow to pieces, and every plan that I make after that is just gonna, it's gonna start this spiral effect. And I think that ties into how I attach a lot of my self-worth. I literally wrote this in my journaling this morning, but like, I attach a lot, I think an unhealthy amount of my self-worth in my work and in what I'm physically doing and what I'm physically producing. And so to be in a period of time right now where I have been just taking the time to observe and intake to then create an outtake later, which feels like exactly what I need to be doing. Like, I feel so comfortable in this. But for some reason, when it comes to looking to my left and looking to my right, I then get anxious that I'm not constantly actively doing. When I am, it just doesn't look how I think it should look, I guess. Yeah. So I guess I'm saying all of this to say it's just confusing to me that I am doing work that I really love and I'm really passionate about, that feels really good, and I love observing and I love learning, and I love this kind of mental space that I've tapped into by kind of taking a step back from this rat race I've been referring to it as. But the anxiety from not taking part in this system, in this race that I feel like leads to success, which I did just like do a whole section in the last video that success, like, I'm rewiring what I think of success anyway. So like, all ties in together, but the anxiety is still there, you know? And obviously it's like a lifelong ongoing journey, but I actually like had a whole emotional episode this morning because I couldn't quite connect the dots of how do I apply what I'm working on and make it something that I can show, like make something to show for this work that I've been doing. And I just couldn't, and still really don't have the answer to how to connect those dots. Like, how do I make what I'm doing a thing, like a real thing, if that even makes sense? Yeah, but that's my Friday. That what was supposed to be a full-on like work day turned into a huge pivot day for me, I think, which is interesting, but it's all part of it, right? And I'm considering this to be the format for this, at least for a while. I'm going to test it out for a bit, just like raw, not editing it, picking up a camera when I feel like I have something to say, instead of noting and then going somewhere and planning and sitting. Like, that might work for some things, might work for others. I'm going to be very loose with the format of whatever this is going to turn into. So I guess this is the upload for this week. Okay, well, thanks for listening. Bye.